All right, so today we're going to be looking at determining the integration constant. We looked at what that was last time and how to get it, but now we're going to look at actually calculating what that is, what that C value is. And just a heads up, if you can hear a weird noise in the background, this guy's just having a bit of a snooze, so he snores. So what's needed to be able to determine the constant of integration? And just quickly, the constant of integration, if you can't remember, that's the plus c that we've been adding to the end. We've always been adding that plus c, and that's what we're going to work out what that c is. So basically, if we know the value of an indefinite integral, so if we know what this equals for a specific variable, then we can determine the integral, and that's what we're going to do today. I think the best way to do this is just have a look at an example. All right, so I've just chosen the biggest, most complicated example I could think of. I haven't done it yet, so we'll see if it comes out to a nice number or an ugly one. Doesn't really matter. But what we've got is an integral, and there's 4 parts to it. And we know that if we've got the integral, of 2 functions, so like the integral of f of x, one function, plus g of x, that's kind of like what we got. We've got, like, let's just say we've got f of x and g of x, 2 different things. We've actually got 4. What we can actually do is we can split them into the integral of f of x plus the integral of g of x. So that's what we're going to be doing. And that's just a bit of a heads up before we get started. So the other thing to remember is we looked at a certain set of rules. So we looked at all of these rules last time for integrating. So we're going to use a handful of them today. We've got this one here, and this one, and this one, and we've got a sign, I think, as well. So we're going to be using a few of them. So take a screenshot of this, or make sure you've got it written down or access to it, because I'm not coming back every time, but we're just going to move forward. All right, so let's give it a crack. So our f of x is going to be equal to the first one. So the integral of x to the power of -7 is equal to, we have to do -7 plus 1 divided by -7 plus 1. All right, we'll simplify these as we go, but that's all for now. The next one is going to be plus the 3 is not involved. And with e's to the power, we go e to the -x plus 2. We don't change that. We just divide by the number in front of our x here. So we're going to divide that by -1 plus. For the next one, our sine, sorry, when we have cosine, it becomes negative sign. So we're going to put a negative there. And we have to divide that by, again, our a value, 5. Cos becomes sine 5x minus 5. And plus, for this term, what we do is, again, we're going to divide by our a, so 1 over 6, 6x plus 4. And what we're going to do is we are going to add a 1 there and also divide by our 3 plus 1, which is going to be 4. So let's just clean this up a bit. So this is going to be, the first one's going to be x to the power of -6 over -6 plus, or actually, I'm going to write that as subtract 3e to the -x plus 2. And again, subtract 1/5 sine 5x minus 5 minus, we're going to get 1/6 times, 3 plus 1 is going to be 4. So I'm just going to do this in one step. So it's going to be 1/6 times 4 is 1 over 24, right? Because this becomes 4. 4 times 6 is 24. Multiply by 6x plus 4 to the power of 4. All right. Now I rushed through that quickly. That's a pretty good revision, but also I don't really care because we've done this before. It's not what this video is about. This video is about finding our C, and we've also got to add plus C. You didn't remind me, but I remembered. So we're going to work out what this C value is. All right. The way we're going to do that is we know that if we put 0 into our function, we're going to get that equals 1. So let's do that. Let's just put a 0 in. So f of 0 is equal to 0 to the power of -6 over 6, -6. Take 3e to the power of negative 0 plus 2. Take 1/5 sine of 5 times 0. Take 5. Minus 1 over 24 of 6 times 0 to the plus 4 to the power of 4 plus c equals, what did I say, equals 1. All right, now what you can see is we've got a number plus a number plus a number plus a number plus c equals a number. So we've got one unknown, and hopefully, well, definitely, we can work out what the unknown is. So again, like I said before, I haven't done this before, so I chose all these numbers and I have chosen poorly. So let's just chuck this into our calculator.
All right, so I've made a couple of mistakes here. The first one is 0 to the power of negative 6 actually doesn't exist. And the integral of cosine x should have gone to positive sine x. But we're just going to ignore that and yeah, go with the rest of the video because it's not about the integrating, it's about how to calculate c.
I've just simplified that a little bit. But if you put all of this in your calculator, you're going to get, and just to know, I've got my, if you plug this into a different number, I've got my degrees in radians, sorry, my angle in radians. If you plug all this in, you get negative 33.03, all right? 2 decimal places, it goes on and on, but plus c, so that's all of this. Oops, that's supposed to be times 4 to the power of 4. All of this is negative 33.03 plus c equals 1. So if I bring that to the other side, I get an answer of, therefore, c equals 34.03. All right, so that's how we calculate c. We'll have a look at a few examples now, but yep, that's it.